Hello and welcome to another gameplay and review video. This is a review of another Tonguc Bodur game called Drizzlepath Glass. This is the third installment of the Drizzlepath series created by Tonguc Bodur, and it is the fourth game released by him. This is just another typical walking simulator in the Tonguc Bodur style and the Drizzlepath style, like the other 5 Drizzlepaths. At least, I think that's how many he has. And so we're going to check this out. It is just a shorter game. It is about a widow who has lost her husband. Her husband died. And it's all about that. So that's the premise of the game. So let's begin with Drizzlepath Glass.
I should stop drinking and get the red rose from the abandoned house in the village. I want to commemorate my husband next to his grave, but first I need to tidy my home up a little. Let's start from the dirty windows.
Chapter 1, Home. Pretty good music. Yeah, to tidy up all the windows, that's what you're gonna do. Anyone that's dirty. Kind of like the house design. The house design's pretty good.
There's nothing I can do about the broken glass.
And clean the windows.
Nice. Now fix the alignment of pictures.
There's a genie figure, a little homage to the previous Drizzlepath called Drizzlepath Genie. That's actually the Drizzlepath before this one. So, Road to Home. Yeah, it looks really good. Just complete these simple tasks. Make sure everything's fixed. There's the one I gotta go fix.
Okay then. Before I leave, I need to look around if I miss something. After all, I am going on an adventure. Who knows? Of course, my pills! Now let's put on the boots and get going.
So, looks like I think I got everything. Take one more look at the house. Pretty good house design. This is one of Tonguc Bodur's early games, his fourth one.
There's nothing I can do about the broken glass.
This was done right before Nafisi. I think the first Nafisi game is the one released after this, so this is pretty early in Tonguc Bodur's gaming career. All in all, it's a pretty good game. So, gonna head out. Okay.
God, my house looks small from the outside.
Chapter 2, Outdoor. You can see, it looks like a typical Tonguc Bodur game. As all of his others, you can tell. You can tell a lot which artist made the artwork by, I guess all artists are like that. Even I have my own unique art style and editing style, and the titles on my videos are different than everyone else's. As you know, I am an artist. You could say that's my wheelhouse. I'm very talented.
How I wish I could run, but impossible for me with the high heels.
As I said, I'm very, very talented. I can do many things. I can do many different jobs, but you could say I'm an artist, a developer, and a designer foremost. You could say that's my passion, my career. I can do pretty much any job to make money, but artistry is what I like. And like game design, you know, I like coding, website design, as I've said, you know, writing, painting, you know, that kind of thing.
Can chickens swim? I asked him in a drizzly dawn. Of course, he replied. They can run into water and stay there as much as they want to. How come? I wondered. He laughed and told me that it depends how realistic the developer scripts the AI for the chicken. Years later, I played a game called Drizzlepath and finally got what he meant by that.
Yeah. As you know, I've already reviewed Drizzlepath, so you can check that out. That was his first game. And as I've said before, my first game when it comes out is going to be a walking simulator. It's going to be a walking simulator. I've decided that. It's going to be neat. Just going to start out small. My first official game will be a walking simulator / you know, puzzle and adventure game. That kind of thing. It'll probably be on the shorter side. So you can keep a watch on that in the next year, probably. I'm very, very busy right now. I'm doing a lot of things. But we'll see what happens. And there's a village. You see the plants and everything. They're growing well there. Here's a note. Here I go again, from the chewed up mint stains all the way to the fresh smell of frozen daisies. No matter how it becomes the winter of a birth, summer awaits to burn your solitude. Sooner or later a butterfly rises up to heaven and calls your name to strictly forbid every spoiled ray of the moonlight. There is no tomorrow if a stag enslaves the newborn turtles in front of a broken mirror that we call life. there's not really much of an interior there. Can't really get in there.
Me and my sister Lara visited him at the morgue. He was just lying without fear of the past. Suddenly, all our memories came to life when I was close to him again. But it was different. He wasn't trying to make me smile like he always did. Maybe he was watching me, trying to tell me something about our last day together. Maybe he was angry about the mistakes I did. I saw him struggling the consequences of ignorance, and I came close to him and whispered, "It is over."
There's the water down there. Now this is the hard part because sometimes I ended up like, you don't want to go down there, you go I think over there. You don't want to head back down there because that's where the village is. This is the part where sometimes I end up going there because I get confused, and I ended up going there. But there, you go up here, uphill. So I guess we're on the right track now.
There used to be seaplanes flying around our town. We often enjoyed watching them near the ocean. Eric mentioned that some of them were float planes. I laughed and said they are both the same things. Nope, he disallowed. There is a difference. Float planes have pontoons to take off or land on. Their body isn't intended to touch the water. He loved to make me feel ignorant. But I always sorted out by not talking to him for the rest of the day. Then again, he knew how to make me generous one way or another. Oh, my head. I need to take a pill.
You need to take those pills every once in a while. Pretty much this whole game, you just walk along through nature while listening to calming music and some narration. That's pretty much the Drizzlepath series. That's what the series is about. It's your typical walking simulator. A calming one. There's no action really. You just sit back and enjoy. It's like a scripted performance, like that you can partake in. You just walk through this detailed environment. As I've said before, I'm a pretty big fan of walking simulators, and I'm learning how to create my own. As I've said before in other videos, I'm an aspiring game designer. My game engine of choice is Unreal Engine.
Foxes are major predators of hens, but when it comes to humans, they sometimes act as simple pets. If Eric were here now, he would act the guardian angel in such an unnecessary way. Sometimes he treated me like his little girl with no teeth on her mouth. Getting help from him learning to drive was great pain because of his obsessions about trying to keep me secure. Now that he's not around, I miss everything about him. Even the least pleasing sides of his character make me sensitive.
Now this is another place that you get stuck on. I chase a poor man's last wish, and it is more than just a tragedy to the ones who sing the tales of his. Yes, there are exceptions for those words, as they imply a bitter truth in such a kind way. There is no mystery for those who sing on the path of drizzle. If you really want to hear the heavily accented narration of the Spanish lady, all you have to do is find the hidden texts that float on the path of genie. First of all, you go down there. Sometimes I miss that. On the first few times I played this and I started going up there and going back there, just make sure you go down here. As I said, I use Unreal Engine, but I've also know a little bit about Unity, and I've studied a little bit on Godot. I also know a little bit about Roblox and a couple of other minor game engines that I've studied as part of my training, I guess. But I'm using Unreal Engine on all of my games. Make sure you remember where those jugs are. That's about to become a puzzle in a little bit. I'm very good at solving puzzles, so it's pretty simple for me. Okay, you can actually do that before you, I think there's some force field or something like that you have to lower, but you have to find all of the jugs. So, let's just do that now. I think you can do it before then. Don't think you need to trigger the quest first. I think you can do it either way, so we don't have to come back here to this location. I'll just get the jugs here. Now there's a jug over here.
There! I got all 3!
Yeah, you can do it before or after. You don't need to trigger the quest. The minor side quest. Speaking of side quests, I'm going to be doing some reviews of some role-playing games in a little bit, maybe by the end of this year, and play some longer games, some like adventure, RPG, that kind of stuff. Right now I'm playing mainly walking simulators and indie horror games, mostly psychological horror, but sometime I'm going to run out of that. And you pour the liquid of the jugs into the goblet, and it opens that rock, and gotta make your way through this cave.
Time to dive!
And jump. Chapter 3, Village. You have those gargoyles or creatures face each other. That's how you open this rock portal back outside. And that buzzing, that humming you heard was just in the game. It has nothing to do with the audio or anything. That's just part of the game. So just want to note that. That's not my recording or anything. That was just sound effects. See this wheat field, nice windmill. I would have added more explanation while you smell the burning meat over the tree with the hanged men on it. Yet the answers are quite obvious if you take a closer look at the scary painting by a homeless fisher. He has no need of shoes, yet he walks alone in the flaming halls of society's wrath. With no luck guaranteed, of course, as another curse was cast by some force above all the living and the dead. Pretty good sound effects. Yeah, as you can see, you heard about the Fisher. That's another story. I think it started on the previous game, Drizzlepath Genie, which I will be reviewing very, very soon. It's like going to take a bit because it's got the 2 endings, which I'm going to do both endings, and the dragon flight, so I'll get to it.
It was a Sunday morning. I was going to clean the floor, but he took away the vacuum cleaner and threw out the window. Why? I asked, my hands shaking. It will be better there outside as an Easter egg, he said. Somebody will find it and never understand its purpose being there. That was so cryptic of him. I never found out what he meant. But it was definitely the first weird moment of our marriage.
Yeah. Speaking of Easter eggs, it's like one thing I want to do with my games is I want to hide stuff in my games, like about myself, in my games. Including like characters that represent myself, and parts of myself, and also like objects. And so that's what I'm going to do. That'll be quite fun. Every single game will have a part of myself, I guess, in each and every game. That's another thing I've decided to do. Put a piece of the artist in the game that will last forever, I guess.
Wind has effect on mechanical elements, just like it has effect on water. I like to swim, but when I get out of water, and if it is windy, it makes goosebumps and feels awful. Why am I telling this? I must focus on grabbing the red rose. It should be in the abandoned house. But where was the house? Somewhere in the village that I'm getting near. But which house was it? I guess I must try all the doors. They all lock their doors in this hour, but I should be able to open the one door.
Sometimes I get turned around. You go up here, not over there. This is the way to the village. We're almost like we're about half done with the game. Alone you tremble, desperately begging for an answer to a not-so-cryptic puzzle of flesh. Sometimes it scares the heck out of you. I just wish I told you how to ease your pain before I wake up and leave. Behind the veil they smile until they gather pleasure and joy from the forbidden corpse with all its rights ignored by mankind. There is nothing wrong about this, except nobody admits they believe in nothing else but the strong bright light. Soon you will unleash the village's curse.
There's the village. The rose is in one of those houses. I should check their doors.
I think I know which house it is, but I'll just check all the doors. It's up there for a hint. I know which house it is. I played this more than once, so I know which house it is. It's actually up here on the hilltop. And this is the one, you can see it's like up here at the top. It's the leftmost on the top of the hill.
Can't open it. Stuck.
So to open it, you have to go down here. Oh, there's a Drizzlepath genie picture. Yeah, just like the last game. This game was produced just after the original bottle, which I got done reviewing just a bit ago.
Locked.
And you grab this crowbar.
This should help me open the box upstairs. Locked.
You can't get in there, but you gotta get in the box up here.
Okay, now I'll grab the rose and leave.
Okay, so you grab the key and you go back down here. And then you grab the rose and then... Grab the rose.
What is happening?
And go run.
Let's get the heck out of this village. I'll go to the pier and use a boat.
There's the burning village. Okay, don't go that way. You gotta go up here.
I admit that I can walk a little faster on these high heels whenever I want to leave an area real quick. What was this curse thing anyway? It had to be some kind of a belief from an earlier era. I wonder if the creator wanted my heart to beat a little faster. The only thing I feel is the need to go to the pier, and there I will step on a little boat and sail to the other side. I just hope that nobody got harmed in the fire. Can't believe I'm the reason for all this. Should I have reported to the fire department?
This neat little pier here. I think it's this one. Okay. Chapter 4, Pond.
One evening, Eric bought me a bouquet of betonies. I asked, from where and why? He didn't respond to my question, touched my hair, scanned me from head to foot, but still said nothing. Walked away to his studio room, turned on his PC. He started playing his favourite FPS game, Modern Offensive, with blank eyes. After a couple hours, he was done playing, so came back to me and said, I don't care about the violence in games. Just wish it was only in virtuality. Maybe it's time we go to bed now. He was a difficult person to understand. Here I go again. Where's that freaking pill? I remember we were children, running in the fields with bare feet all day and going back home for supper. He used to tell me his dream about us, walking together in Victorian gardens. I always thought those dreams would come true someday. Even if there would be no garden, we'd definitely be together. Sooner or later, those dreams would come true. If I knew how to ride a horse, this journey would take a lot less. I heard there are new F12 model cameras. Should give it a try someday.
This is the pond that the level is named after.
Eric wasn't exactly a mingy type, but when it came to cars, I could never persuade him to buy a new one. He loved his old wreck, said his father gave it him on his 18th birthday right after he graduated. It was sky blue, his favourite colour, and looked like a dead man walking. I remember its engine stopped working so many times. Those moments he never panicked. Got out of the car and fixed the engine in 10 minutes tops. Mechanics was kind of his speciality. At the college, we were at the same class. One day it was literature exam, and the teacher was about to see him cheating from the book. I saw that and started to sing with a loud voice. The teacher got mad and took my paper, so Eric got enough time to copy all the answers to his paper. Later, he couldn't decide to whom he had to feel more guilty. But when the school ended and I failed the class,
Seeing me stare at your innocent eyes, you can call me jerk, but who is the real jerk if you're stalking me when I'm alone at home? Be it a stalker, be it a desperate lover, turning ashes from fistful of flowers found in a Victorian garden, which I will never be able to visit in this life, full of invisible walls. In the end, the only thing to do is to pray. Pray to whoever there is, not to be forgiven, but to get the feedback you deserve about your mistakes.
what if we never met? I'd probably throw myself into the wild many more times than I actually did. He wasn't so into the nature. Especially he was afraid of forests. The trees felt like giant monsters to him. I am quite the opposite to that. I find peace in the shadow of the trees. When I was a child, my father built me a treehouse, and Eric never came near it. He used to say, "You're going to fall and die, and when you do, remember what I say." He was trying to keep me secure, even when he was a child.
It was a cold winter night, and the door slammed before me. The visions of a psycho witch were always disappearing when I tried to approach. I heard the echoes of piano tunes in the forest of the island. Maybe it was the red wine from the evening of the pink sky day. Maybe it was from my dreams. Nice echoes drawing me the image of my solitude in the night. It was a cold winter night, and the door slammed. Fox. 2 foxes.
Since I am at the centre of wild nature, of course there will be a subway station. I'll have a look inside.
Nice vending machine. Pretty decent subway design.
Let's drink for being alone. What is this place? Am I losing it?
Neat little walkway here. Just gotta see where all the walkways lead. I'll have to find the right one, because some of them dead end. You can see that goes over there. That goes over there. That goes over here. That goes over there, and you can see it's going off in the distance. So, oh, okay, you can see that one, so you go over here. Take it to the tree, then over here. Then over here. Oh no, that's dead end. Oh.
A tree? Makes no sense. I think I'm going to fast forward from here to the hill where the grave is.
Chapter 5, Hill. This is the last chapter. So we're nearing the end of the game now. It's a neat little game.
Years ago, we had been to Iceland. Coming back home near the airport, I was walking so fast, I didn't see a cab coming my way. There was no time to alert me, so he jumped into the air to push me, just like in the movies. Naturally, we both ended up in the hospital with a total of 6 broken bones. It was nice listening to his dreams every day in the bed. Mr. Adams, the doc, didn't want to discharge us from the hospital for some reason. We weren't afraid of heights, climbed high hills and even a mountain once. Eric didn't mind, as long as there are not so many trees, and loved to take photos of distant skies, and when it drizzled, I used to sing. And since his voice was terrible, he just played the bouzouki he got from Mykonos Island. Together, we even wrote a song for his car. The car that lived longer than Eric. On a rainy day, we were going to visit Lara's. While Eric was driving, I asked him, "What if lightning strikes the car? Will the tyres protect us?" He said, "It's just a myth. The reality is yes, we're safe, but what's saving us is the car's metal cage." There, he did it again. I didn't talk to him that day. Thankfully for him, Lara was with us, and Eric didn't even notice my attitude.
king of apologies for eternity. Funny to think it would make impression that I would give up. Some people are nice, others try to please the confident shooters. Some like to collect their crappy trophies, while others think about getting higher ranks. She is the only ruler among the stars. I would grant all the badges if I could, just to see a tiny sign of consideration. Sometimes a jerk too can drown deeper than an infinite universe.
Life is so empty since he passed away. Everything feels like going up the hill, and I feel so close to the end. Am I ever going to see you again? Honestly, I'm not sure about what would have been my wish, and I don't know if you want to see me wherever you are. Deep inside, I miss you so much, but I try hard not to. Life changes all of us, but some things are always the same. Can being a bad dev who can't script proper AI be an achievement for anyone? If it was 2 years ago, I couldn't find the right answer for that. Lara always talks about Mr. Adams. She says the guy is so cool. But Eric used to mock Lara about it. He said, the only way you talk to him is to get hit by a car. Eric loved to make Lara frustrated. Even when she was at college, he used to steal her books and return them after exams. I used to talk to him a lot about the situation, but he kept on resisting. Nothing changed, even though long years have passed in our lives. One more pill and that will do, I guess. Seaplanes, cars, bazookies, and so many more. It's been so long since I lost him, but it feels like everything reminds me of him. I'm here, and he's on the other side. There is just one bridge between us, and it's called death. I'm not afraid of seeing the other side, even if there is no return. And all my senses tell me that it is near. Should I pay him a visit? Would he want that? Sooner or later, I will find out. Cross the bridge and we're there. let's find the grave, since I totally forgot which one it was. I love you, Eric, but that evening, when I caught you staring at Lara in a different way, that moment, the shard of glass seemed so friendly. Sorry, not once upon a time.
Okay, that was a pretty good one. Drizzlepath Glass. Pretty easy game. If you like calming games where you don't need to think that much and you just want to sit back and enjoy the experience, Tonguc Bodur is a pretty good game designer for that. Especially the Drizzlepath series and series like that, you don't have to do really any thinking. You just walk with the WASD keys, or like the shift and the left mouse button. It's pretty easy. You don't have any challenges really, especially for the Drizzlepath series. All you have to do is just walk along a designated path and listen to the narration and the calming music. So, hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm getting pretty good at this whole YouTube and especially the gameplay and review series, which takes up most of my channel. I will be doing other videos in the near future, including the electronic assembly videos, but the reason I haven't done that is because the room that I do it in has like a bunch of boxes and stuff in it. I'm trying to straighten it up, and I'll be doing some more kits that I do have ready to put together, and some other travel videos which I am in the process of editing from places that I've went on my bike this fall, so keep a watch out for that. And I thank you for the viewership and those of you who took time out of your day to subscribe and watch my videos. I thank you, and keep enjoying my content. There'll be much more to come, and I will see you in the next video.